6 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It is the day before Christmas Eve. Yeah.
Exciting day.
I can hear.
I'm eating donuts.
I can hear you got something going
with
on.
chocolate frosting. I was hungry. Good morning.
All right, I got a special segment I wanted to do. The Christmas season obviously has evolved. It's not the same Christmas as it was 100 years ago. And so I have the 10 top people who helped define modern Christmas. Are you ready for this?
I love this topic. Such a clever idea you have. Good morning.
By the way, on Christmas morning, this show will be a music show. Mm-hmm. We have so many songs that we're going to be playing Christmas morning. It's just a fun morning for us. We love it. I love the fact that it's a Friday this year, by the way.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so the first person on the list, and there's really no order here, but it is a countdown. So the number 10 person on the list of the people who most changed Christmas in the modern era, number 10 is Norman Rockwell. How about that?
Wow.
Let me explain why. Santa Claus is not seen the same by everybody in every nation. Mm-hmm. They always evolve. They've changed. Generally, whenever Norman Rockwell put an illustration on the Saturday Evening Post, it became the definitive, the defined image of whoever it was supposed to be.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Such is the case with Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. Norman Rockwell's painting of Santa Claus started appearing on covers of the Saturday Evening Post in the 1920s. It is important that in Rockwell's paintings, he would influence even more influential representations of Santa Claus in the century. Mm-hmm. Later, the widespread use would even go on to serve as an inspiration for Coca-Cola's 1930s Christmas campaign. So while we credit Coca-Cola with the modern-day look of Santa Claus in America,
yeah,
the truth is, where did Coca-Cola get it from? Mm-hmm. There you go.
Norman Rockwell. Wow, now I know.
Many people falsely consider Coca-Cola, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Somebody said, where did that image come from? And the answer would be Coca-Cola. Well, that's what I would have said.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
But now we know, say, Norman Rockwell, the artist from Vermont, right?
Yes, Vermont, yes. He was an amazing guy. I just loved, he was a true artist, in my opinion. He really was. He was just capturer of emotion.
You knew the name Norman Rockwell.
Yep.
The number 9 person who helped define modern Christmas is Tadahito Moshinaga.
Okay. Tadahito Moshinaga. I have not heard of him.
Whose name I may be mispronouncing.
Okay.
Tadahito Moshinaga was a pioneering stop-motion animator who worked in both China and Japan.
Oh, okay.
It is his work with the company headed by Arthur Rankin and Jules Bass.
Oh, Rankin and Bass.
Right.
Cool. Now I recognize the names.
Which earns him a spot on this list. The actual animation for the Rankin Bass specials of the 1960s that we all grew up watching, if you're old enough, was farmed out to Asian studios. You didn't know that.
No.
The company was here, but the animators were over there. This would mean that when you watch the distinctive look and animation for Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which that wasn't claymation, it was figures that were moved one little micro movement at a time.
Exactly.
The look and the animations were done by Moshinga.
Wow.
Tadahito Moshinaga.
Oh, cool.
Moshinaga, whatever.
Moshinaga, you pronounced it.
In that way, he influenced many of the other Rankin Bass Christmas specials that followed. His works also continue to influence how we see Christmas to this day. So if you think about it, Santa Claus, Norman Rockwell, the Santa Claus of America, anyway. And that animation that I remember as a kid. I don't know if it was made by the same studio, but oh gosh, it was a Christian Sunday school kind of a show.
Oh, Davy and Goliath.
Davy and Goliath, thank you.
Yeah, Davy and Goliath.
Had that same look as the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right?
Yeah, it was a little darker, I think, but Rudolph was brighter. That is cool.
He had a lit nose, so it was bright.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, number 8 on the list of the top 10 people who helped define modern Christmas. Francis Pharcellus Church.
Okay.
Ever hear of him?
No, I haven't.
When 8-year-old Virginia O'Hanlon wrote to the New York Sun in 1897, she asked if there was a Santa Claus. And Francis Pharcellus Church had the iconic response, ready for little Virginia.
Oh.
His famous answer of, quote, "Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus," originally published on September 21st of 1897, has gone on to become the most reprinted editorial of all time.
Gosh.
And while he does not come out and say whether Santa is a physical being or not, he still challenges the reader and Virginia to imagine a world without Santa, or for that matter, without fairies, or any goodness at all, or any imagination at all.
No, he was amazing.
That's a pretty profound editorial.
Yeah.
Francis Pharcellus Church, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, has also provided a way for parents to answer a child's delicate question with hope. It has also become a catchphrase, especially during the holiday season. It is hard to believe, but rather appropriate, that initially Church never signed his name to it.
Oh.
Because it wasn't about him. It was about something much bigger than himself.
Oh, that makes you want to cry.
I can remember when my own son said to me, "Dad, do you believe in Santa Claus?" And we were driving in the car at the time.
I know, that was so
And I had to think
wonderful.
about it. Good morning. How you doing
Look
out
at the
there?
little children waving.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Good to see you. And I had to answer him this way. I had to say, you know what? There must be something special that happens around Christmas time.
Yeah.
Because people change. You know, and I get more money somehow.
I always said yes. That was my first answer when my kids asked me.
Of course, I do.
Yes, there is a Santa Claus. I always said yes. I've always
Well, you know
been
what?
the optimist,
I've always
you
said
know?
this. What does it mean when you say believe in? If I say, do you believe that I exist? Then of course you're going to say, yes, I see you exist. Of course I believe in you.
Right.
But what if I say, would you trust me to drive your 18-wheeler semi? Do you believe in me? If I told you I could drive a semi, give me the keys, I can drive it, you wouldn't believe in me for that task.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. But there will be other tasks you be believing.
Follow my
Sure.
logic, though. I'm not trying to get you to defend me. I'm trying to get you to understand when somebody doesn't believe in somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean that they don't believe they exist.
Right. Exactly.
So can a person not exist but still be believed in? And that's Santa Claus.
That's right. Exactly.
Theodore Geisel is number 7 on the list.
Good.
Who is he?
Dr. Seuss.
Theodore Geisel, the number 7 person of the 10 people who helped define modern Christmas. Here's a quick trivia question. What was the highest grossing domestic movie of the year 2000?
Oh, The Grinch.
Yes, How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Ron Howard's one.
Though many likely look back with regret on their decision to give Jim Carrey their money for that thing, it's proof positive that the Grinch name carries a megaton of weight. How the Grinch Stole Christmas was originally released as a book by Theodore Geisel, also known as Dr. Seuss, in 1957. Since then, generations have grown up around the animated special directed by Chuck Jones, narrated by Frankenstein's Boris Karloff. We'll be right back.
FWC.com. Safe boating is no accident. Some fog around Wednesday morning, otherwise intervals of clouds and sun, and very warm and humid today, high 83 to 87. Partly cloudy, warm and muggy tonight. There may be some fog around late, low 67 to 71. For tomorrow, Christmas Eve, a very warm, humid day with some sunshine and a high of 82 to 86. And on Friday, Christmas Day, clouds and some sun with an afternoon shower, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Central Florida Eye Institute is the area's leader in laser vision correction. From high-definition refraction surgery and LASIK vision correction to custom cataract, glaucoma, and diabetic treatment, you can count on Dr. Crowley and his effective, friendly staff to provide you with the quality care you deserve. Call 352-237-8400 for an appointment or more information. That number again is 352-237-8400. Looking forward to service your vision needs.
If you're not quite finished for Christmas, here's a great idea. Get over to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, and grab up plenty of green and growing holiday stuff at half price. I'm talking poinsettias, half price, starting at just $1.99. Green and growing Christmas trees, also half price. A huge array of indoor foliage, starting at just $3.99. Bob Wine's famous heirloom camellias, also great gifting, just $14.99. And azaleas starting at only $3.99. Check out citrus trees too, many with fruit and container grown, just $39.99. Come see what you can buy for 50 cents on the dollar or less right now at Bob Wine's Camellia Garden, Southeast 38th Street, Ocala, away from the traffic. Open till 5 each day through Wednesday, Thursday till 2. Happy holidays from Bob Wine.
Hi, this is Alex.
And this is Jessica.
And we just want to wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
We are The Source, WOCA.
This is Hank Whittier from Vets Helping Vets. I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and have a safe and prosperous New Year.
Hey, this is Carol Ann from In the Garden with Carol Ann. I want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year. Merry Christmas.
Hey, this is Matt Gibbs from Sunrise Automotive, wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Hi, this is Joe and Patsy Martone.
Wishing you a Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year.
From
WOCA, The Source.
Minutes after 10 o'clock, but that's a great example of modern Christmas music, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I love it, love it, love it.
All right. Yes, Christmases have evolved. This holiday that we're celebrating, the music, the food, the stories, they've all evolved, and there are people involved in that. This music right here, Trans-Siberian Orchestra, I don't know who to credit it to. But anyway, we're talking about the top 10 people who've transformed Christmas to become the modern Christmas that we know. And so far, if you're just tuning in, we had Norman Rockwell, because whether you believe it or not, it was not the Coca-Cola company that came up with the image of Santa. It was Norman Rockwell. And Coca-Cola used the Norman Rockwell rendering of Santa Claus on the Saturday Evening Post as for their campaign. Tadahito Moshinaga, he was working over in one of the Asian countries of China or Japan. I don't know which one. It was unclear. But he was one of the animators who worked for the American company of Rankin and Bass, and they did the Christmas special. They made the Christmas special, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and other stop motion animation productions.
Yep.
And Mr. Moshinaga was the guy who was actually doing those things over there. So it wouldn't have the look if it wasn't for his hand. And Dr. Seuss also, I'm not Dr. Seuss. Wait, Dr. Seuss is on the list also?
Yes.
Better known as better known as Dr. Seuss, Theodore Geisel, especially for the Grinch That Stole Christmas story. Francis Farcellus Church, he is the editorial writer who responded to Virginia. What was the little Virginia's name? Virginia O'Hanlon. In 1897, the 8-year-old who wrote to the newspaper to ask if there was such a thing as Santa Claus, and he wrote the eloquent and profound response that lives on today.
Yes, he did. Wonderful.
We ended with the Grinch, so let me continue with that. The Grinch goes a little deeper into the psyche of what has become a universal holiday. While Grinch is certainly against commercialization, Grinch also does not seem to endorse any specific religious interpretation of the holiday, which is interesting, considering that it is a Christian holiday. Grinch argues that Christmas has managed to develop a spirit all of its own, which crosses all barriers and beliefs, in that Christmas is allowed to bring out the best of humanity regardless of origins or beliefs. So,
but he helped the little girl Lou with the star on top of the tree, though.
Right.
So he did help her. So the star has to be the Christian reference.
I got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That was number 7. Was Theodore
That was number 7. So I got 6 more to go. Let me squeeze in a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. In the early 1960s, Stan Kenton owed Ralph Carmichael a favor. So Ralph Carmichael wrote out this thing for Stan, had a much deeper voice than Ralph, sing over his orchestra and chorus, and it was called "What Is Santa Claus?" One of the last cuts on that Christmas album I gave you many years ago. It's a cute thing. You might want to play it on Christmas Day when you're doing all your music.
Okay, bye. I didn't even recognize you, Jim. You must have a different phone.
I think so. Maybe he's traveling right now.
Yeah, now I realize who you are. I didn't know who you were. Yeah, I got it now. But I think I have that actually in the lineup. I seem to remember that. I've got so many, and I did find some from Stan Kenton when I was putting the lineup together. So I'm pretty sure it's in there. Okay. Thank you, Jim. And I guess and if you're going to say who contributed to modern Christmases, any modern person who did music or movies or artwork or anything like that, I'm guessing Thomas Kinkade probably contributed a little bit. But these are the people right away you will see, oh yes, I see why that name is on the list, and I think you can agree so far, right?
Yes.
Number 6 is Robert May, Robert L. May.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember the store Montgomery Ward?
Yes.
Why are you laughing?
I was thinking of Robert May, the drummer for
Queen. That's Brian May.
Brian May, sorry.
Brian May was the guitarist for Queen.
That's right, sorry.
By the way, Robert May was working as a copywriter for the department store Montgomery Ward in the late 1930s, and he got an assignment. Montgomery Ward wanted to hand out a picture book at Christmas time in their stores. It was Robert May's job to write a Christmas story. May's daughter Barbara was entranced by the deer at the Chicago Zoo. And her love of the deer inspired Robert to write about a previously unknown deer. After several revisions and drawing from the experience of his own childhood, Robert L. May produced a story in 1939 for Montgomery Ward stores to be given away as a book. The book was called Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Oh.
It was hugely and instantly successful, in large part due to the decision to illustrate the book. Rudolph also went on to be immortalized, of course, in the song, the television shows, and the films.
Yeah, right.
I think the song maybe more than anything else, but that's how it got its start. So Robert L. May is who you think. And, of course, his boss, Montgomery Ward. Hey, you got to write a book. We want to give a book away to the kids.
That's right.
When they come in here for Christmas, well, let's have a book to give them. And you write it, would you, Robert?
That's right. And you illustrate it, and we'll take care of it.
Well, there you go.
How wonderful is that? Isn't that great? This is giving me chills, all of these.
The next person who contributed to modern Christmases is Haddon Sundblom.
Okay.
Haddon Sundblom was a noted illustrator. He even did some of the risque artwork for Playboy magazine.
Oh, wow.
In the 1930s, he was commissioned by the Coca-Cola Company to come up with a picture of Santa Claus.
Wow.
So you know where he went. He went to the Saturday Evening Post. The Coca-Cola Santa Claus would go on to become a definitive representation of Santa Claus for generations to come. The charm of Sundblom's Santa is that he would use actual models to establish the grandfatherly appeal of the Coca-Cola Santa. Sandblom based his Santa initially on a friend of his named Lou Prentice, a retired salesman. Sundblom would later base Santa on himself. While Sundblom was not the first illustrator to do the Coca-Cola Santa, his is considered the most definitive. And it's the look that he was shooting for, all in spite of the fact that the models were the names I just gave you.
Right.
But the look came from Norman Rockwell. So now you know the whole story there.
I do.
So yes, it did come from Coca-Cola, from a guy named Haddon Sundblom. but before that, it came from
Norman Rockwell.
All right.
And if Joe Niles would have been born when Norman Rockwell was looking for Santa, Joe would have been the model.
You ladies love Joe Niles.
I know. He's fabulous. Such a giver.
Touch him. I want to get some of that charm on me. Every picture of Joe has got beautiful women with him.
Yep, they're in bathing suits, they're in sweaters.
This is what I want for myself, Robin. Gene Autry is number 4 on the list of people who defined modern Christmas. Most artists would probably consider themselves lucky to have one song associated with them for decades after it has been recorded. Gene Autry was a singer, an actor, a baseball team owner, and a cowboy. He has 2 of the great hits in the history of Christmas songs. Gene Autry sang both Here Comes Santa Claus and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's right.
Autry is also the voice behind the classic recording of Frosty the Snowman. And if you add in Peter Cottontail for the Easter time, there you go. His voice still lives on in all of those songs.
Yeah.
Number 3. You know this name is on the list. Charles Dickens.
Oh, yeah.
Charles Dickens wrote A Christmas Carol, the story of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yes.
Need I say any more?
No, it's perfect.
The book came out in 1843, so think about that. Christmas in 1842 didn't have anything about Scrooge.
Isn't that something? Wow.
Eastern England is rarely the subject to any conditions in December, such as snow. Nevertheless, a more optimistic, idealized interpretation of snow on Dickens' Christmas prevailed, and dreaming of a white Christmas is a thing to this very day.
Yeah.
Number 2, I got to squeeze these in. Thomas Nast contributed to modern Christmas. Thomas Nast, a political cartoonist from the 19th century, I'm sure you know. In addition to satirizing New York City politicians, Nast also gave us our earliest depictions of what Santa Claus should look like. Nast depicted Santa on a rooftop, which is where we got that from. Before then, he wasn't on a rooftop. He was just out there. He gave us the classic idea of how Santa should be dressed. To this day, the very idea of Christmas seems to recall 19th century Americana. And so, in other words, Norman Rockwell and Thomas Nast kind of
set the bar.
Yeah.
And
finally, Clement Clark Moore, a professor of divinity and literature at New York Episcopal College, in 1822, sat down to write a Christmas poem for his family. He never intended for the poem, titled A Visit from St. Nick, to ever be published. But you know it. It is the night before Christmas when all through the house the creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
You're making me cry with all of these memories.
Clement Clark Moore is who gave us that.
Cool.
We'll take a little break. Be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pam Puso. It's a holiday tradition, last-minute shopping.
I would say it gets crazier every single year.
Later at Minnesota's Mall of America, shoppers could collide with protesters with the Black Lives Matter movement.
The mall tried getting a court order to halt the protest on what is the busiest days for malls. The judge only banned 3 individuals organizing the event.
Fox's Eben Brown. A new poll keeps Donald Trump's frontrunner status firmly intact.
Trump's at 39% in a new national CNN ORC survey. survey. Ted Cruz is a distant second with 18%.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland, Republicans Marco Rubio, and Ben Carson are tied for third place. For 3 days, he survived by eating seeds and fruit. The 19-year-old man found alive 3 days after a landslide in southern China. More than 70 people are missing. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack, when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Hey, this is Dan. Let me ask you a few questions. Does your boat look better with the cover on? Has your car's interior seen its better days? Stop using a towel to cover up those rips in the golf cart. Isn't it about time you had it restored to better than new with a custom upholstery from Captain T? Captain T's Upholstery has been right here in Ocala for nearly 20 years, so they know how to make your ride one of a kind. Whether you want to take that classic ride back to a factory look or put your favorite sports team front and center, Captain T's Upholstery is who to call. 352-369-1810. That's 352-369-1810. Or stop by their location, 5030 South Pine Avenue in Ocala, just past the drive-in. And of course, don't forget to visit them on the web, CaptainTUpholstery.com.
The very best in quality is Captain T's Upholstery.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit, and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Central Florida Eye Institute is the area's leader in laser vision correction. From high-definition refraction surgery and LASIK vision correction to custom cataract, glaucoma, and diabetic treatment.